This is about drywall preparation, and this directly impacts our initial conversations when I'm in your home, as well as your estimate. This all rolls up to your pricing, and a lot of times in painting, we have the situation that I call the race to the bottom, which is you have 3, 5, 15 estimates, however many, and we're just trying to figure out who can give you the lowest price. And there are factors there, right? Obviously the quality of your paint, your estimate itself may be wrong. You may think you only need 10 gallons, you need 20, but what it really comes down to normally 90% of the time is how much prep is going to be involved in the interior paint project, and that's going to affect your pricing, obviously. So in terms of prep itself, I like to categorize it into two main categories. The first main category is room prep, right? So how much furniture has to be moved, how much plastic needs to go over the furniture and covering fans and light fixtures, how much floor paper needs to go down. Now, hopefully those things are important to you because they're important to us. If it's not, then that's not going to be relevant for you necessarily, and you don't think that should be included in your price of painting, and then we're on two different wavelengths. The second category is drywall preparation, which depends obviously on the current condition of your drywall. Now, what exactly is the spackle work that we need to do? Well, let's take a look at your drywall profile and see what you have going on. So I categorize that into 5 different categories in terms of your current condition, and those categories will lead us to figure out a game plan and a level of prep and a level of finish that's appropriate. Now, but we're normally around that level 1, level 2. It's very, very rare that we walk into anybody's home and say, you have a sound surface, nothing needs to be done. We will come in and open up a paint can and start cutting that wall. That's an option for anybody, but that's usually not the option that people want, although that's the option that we have in our minds sometimes, customers, in terms of price structure of what they think we'll have. That's why we need to understand what your expectations are in terms of the level of finish. So if you take a room, any room for example, you're gonna have at least 1 or 2 windows inside that bedroom, and you have a door casing that gets you inside the room and a closet. So you take 1, 2, 3, 4 trims, right? Because not only that, we're also recaulking everything that needs to have caulking, also around the baseboards. So if you take that back to the beginning, we're putting floor paper down, we're covering things in plastic, we're caulking the room, it needs to be caulked. Now we're spackling, we're sanding, sometimes multiple times and multiple coats. As we're doing that, we're getting the ceilings ready to be painted. But before we even start painting, we're talking 4 to 6 maybe hours of prep for your room, depending on the situation. Now, all of that time compounded over, 5 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, a dining room, is where all that time starts to become an important factor. We want to get to this point where we're keeping our budget in mind. So of course we want everything perfect, but at the same time, that's an extensive process that may not be in your budget. So we need to get to that sweet spot for everyone individually. And I would say for 80% of customers that we meet, it's a similar sweet spot, along with many other things that aren't discussed. So different types of primers to block out stains, different types of primers to bond on previously wood doors. All of these things have a number of values associated to them, whether it's labor or material. So we want you to understand our drywall prep. Hopefully that makes sense, and thanks for your patience on this.